Okay, so I am going to be starting a video series because I don't really like journaling. I feel like it's easier for me to get my thoughts out if I just turn on the camera and record. And I know I look a mess right now. Listen, I had my little hat thing on, but I had my hair bobby pinned up, and the bobby pins was hurting my head, and I couldn't take it anymore. Y'all, this is my grief journey. I am grieving. If you don't know, my husband Marcus passed away on August 26th, so it has not quite been 2 months yet. This has been an ordeal. I always said, like, I don't understand why people get on camera and cry. I always said that. You see when you start going through it. When you're in that position, you'll see. And never say that I don't get it. It ain't for you to get. Listen, I was always a never say never ass bitch, and now look at me. Okay? My hair is falling out because I'm grieving. I'm just in shambles. I will go more into my grief story later, but today this thought just crossed my mind, and I felt like I needed to talk about it and just get it out. And if there are any other widows who have gone through this, or anybody who has lost someone close to them and has had to go through this situation, if you want to drop down in the comments and let me know, like, if you've gone through this or if you've had to deal with this, let me know. But what I wanted to talk about was grieving and asking for help. So throughout this entire process, people have been saying, like, oh, if you need anything, let me know. If you need help with anything, let me know, blah, blah, blah. And this is something that I have really been struggling with, because I have always been the type of person who just never really asked for help. Like, I either did it myself, or when my husband was around, I just asked him, because, like, I always felt like I'm your responsibility. Like, if I need something, like, either you're going to get it done, or we together as a couple will get it done. So I never really had to ask people for help. But now my husband is gone, and it's just me and the kids, and sometimes I feel like, no, I don't need help. And then in other times I'm like, yeah, I really do need help, but I'm not good at asking for help, because one, I know how humans are, and then two, I don't like being disappointed. So if I ask you for help and you say no, or you don't show up, then that's going to devastate me. So I just rather not ask for it. Or if I ask you and you say yes, one, don't make me have to ask you more than once, because to me that's too close to begging, and I'm not going to ask you again. And then two, don't make me feel like I owe you something on the back end because I asked you for help. Because in any other circumstance, I never would have asked you for anything. When my husband was here, I didn't ask anybody for anything because he just took care of it. And even now, I try to do things on my own first before I go ask somebody else. And if it's something that I can't handle, or I tried it and it didn't work, or I broke something, because that has happened too. Um, then I ask for help. But just asking for help has been really hard, and people keep telling me, like, ask. Like, I'm a part of this group for widows, and we had a Zoom call the week before last, and the lady said, in this season of your life, you need to ask people for help, and you also need to let them help you. She said, because right now people really do want to help you, and you need to let them. And I get that, but I'm really struggling with it, because one, I have asked people for help since my husband passed away, and they have told me yes, and then they haven't shown up for me. Two, I've asked people for help, and I've had to ask more than once. And like I said, to me, that feels like begging. And I'd rather either not have it or do it myself than to have to beg you for something. And so now I'm to this point where, like, I don't want to ask anybody else for anything else, because not everybody has good intentions. So they're gonna help you, so then they can go tell other people, well, Dee Dee asked me for this and I had to give her that, or I had to help her with that. And I'll never give you the opportunity to make me the topic of your gossip. Like, I literally will go without before I ask you, because I'm not giving you the chance to do that to me. There have been people who have shown up for us without us even having to ask, just taking care of stuff, getting stuff done, doing stuff that I haven't had to ask for. And I'm thankful for those people. I'm thankful for our village, because they have been getting shit done. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, they've been taking care of us. They've been making sure that stuff is getting done. And one, I do want to say that I know that nobody owes me anything. I totally get that. And that's why I am thankful for everything that we have gotten up to this point. But also, when people say, like, oh, you should ask for help, and I'm not, I also need y'all to understand why I'm not. Because I can't trust everybody. Everybody doesn't have good intentions, and they're, some people do want you to beg them for stuff, and I'll never do that. And right after my husband passed away, I had a family member tell me, well, you should probably start being nicer to this person, because you're probably going to eventually need them for money. Like I told that person, I live in my car before I ever ask that person for any money. I live in a cardboard box under a bridge before I ever ask that person for any money. I'll sell cooch and crack on the corner down there before I ever ask that person for money. And one, that's not the only person in this family who has money. If I really need it, I can go to somebody else who's not going to make me feel that way. And two, I'm okay. Like, just because you may not deem where I am to be okay doesn't mean that I'm not. Everybody doesn't know everything. And that's a good thing, because all of y'all don't need to be in my business. But as Beyonce said, me and my babies, we're going to be all right. Okay? Now, we ain't going on vacation every quarter like we used to. But, like, we're not financially destitute either. And I'll be damned if I ever beg any of you for any money. I'm not doing it. But for them to have the audacity to say that. I just thought that was nuts. Like, just because you use that person for money doesn't mean that I do. I don't do that. So it's been a rough journey as far as the whole, like, asking for help thing. Like, I mean, a lot of stuff, between me and Makai, we just try to figure it out. Like, there's been some stuff that is needed to be fixed around the house. And, like, we just go on YouTube and watch YouTube videos and try to figure out how to fix it. Because we can fix it ourselves. Maybe. I mean, we did break the toilet the other day, but it's okay. We gonna fix it because we got YouTube and Lowe's, and we gonna fix it. But I don't know. And y'all, the people who have told me from day one, like, oh, I got you and the boys. If y'all ever need anything, I'm gonna make sure it's taken care of. I'm gonna make sure that it happens, blah, blah, blah. I haven't heard from those people. Some of those people stopped talking to me before we even had the memorial service. Have ghosted me. Or some of them have only talked to me because they wanted to ask me for something. Not to offer any help for me or my children, since our husband and father is gone. It's been like, what can you do for me? What can you give me? Or I need this. Can you provide this? Whatever. It hasn't been a, let me come help you because I know that you are now a widow. It hasn't been any of that. And it's just been shocking to see how people have treated me and my kids since my husband passed away. There are people who I expected to at least hear from, at least like a text or a card, a smoke signal, something, who haven't reached out to us at all in any capacity. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, I realize that nobody owes me anything. But if the shoe was on the other foot, if any of these people, if their spouse had passed away, whether it was the husband or the wife, my husband and I would have been one of the first people to show up for them. But my husband passed away, and it's been crickets, which is fine, because there have been other people who have showed up that I didn't expect to. There have been people that I have heard from who text, called, sent cards, gift cards, money, food, all kind of stuff. It was people who showed up to my husband's memorial service that I haven't seen in years, didn't expect to see, and they were there, bawling their eyes out. So it's funny to see how grief affects people, how people's death affects people. One, being the widow and never thinking that I would ever have to be in this position in my life, and now I'm here, is crazy. Having to deal with 2 grieving children is hard. And our kids are older. They're not babies. When I say children, like, okay, the youngest is 16, the oldest is 19. So technically he's an adult, but he ain't. He's still a child. Both of them are still in the home. The youngest is still in school. So having to deal with the logistics of all of this has been a lot. especially when you're having to navigate the majority of these things on your own, because either people can't help because you're the widow and your name is the beneficiary or whatever, so you're the only person who can handle it, or you're handling it on your own because people have abandoned you. It's a lot. And then, family members acting a fool on you. Just, it has been a lot. And maybe a week or two after Marcus passed away, I told the kids, I was like, when the dust settles, when fall break rolls around, we're going to take a little trip because I feel like all of us need it. And they were like, okay. Well, fall break is this week. And I'm trying to conserve my little coins. So, me being the thrifty person that I am, I'm like, oh, well, I got some hotel points. So, I got enough points for us to have a little stay. We still got some gift cards. So, the only thing we're going to have to pay for is gas. So, I am a beach person. So, I wanted to go to the beach. So, I'm like, hey, we can go to this beach, blah, blah, blah. And both of them were like, no. Okay. So, we're at home. Maybe before the end of the year, I can go stick my toes in the sand somewhere. But this has been a lot. A whole lot. Dealing with these different companies and people just giving you a hard time. And it's like, my life is already hard enough right now as it is. Like, I don't need you giving me a bunch of crap about stuff. So, I'm just rambling, but I'm grieving. I break down crying all the time, everywhere, in the freaking grocery store. Today I was crying in freaking T-Mobile, but that's because they were pissing me off because they keep giving me the runaround and they keep telling me, go to the store. And I go to the store, and then the store is like, no, you need to call customer service. And then I call customer service, and customer service is like, nope, go to the store. And it's like, I done ran out of tank of gas going back and forth, and y'all keep giving me the runaround. And I'm like, y'all are pissing me off. The insurance people are pissing me off. Everybody's pissing me off. And I'm tired, and I just need a break. And my anxiety has been on 20. And I'm overstimulated. But we press on. That's it. That's all. Okay. Bye.